3-round mock drafts. Here in the Sportsocracy, we roll on with the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, the Bengals. Well, I mean, this is the team of the future. This is everybody's looking at this is the next dynasty, right? Well, you got to get over the hump of the Kansas City Chiefs. Orlando Brown, snaking him from the Chiefs and completing that offensive line was like the extra stone in the Thanos gauntlet here.
That certainly helped because now I'm looking at your offensive line going, damn, you're good.
You do have some work in the secondary to do after losing your safeties.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you had to pick
you got Daxton Hill, which I feel
well,
very
course.
good about.
Well, yeah.
It's that other side with Nick Scott. I mean, I don't hate Nick Scott.
Well, here's my problem. Look at this team and go, where's the weakness?
Oh, I can tell you. Hit your button. I can tell you exactly where it is. And I'm going to fix it.
And you're going to fix it. All right. The Cincinnati Bengals have the number 29 pick in the first round.
Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa.
No, come on. They got Irv Smith. They're going to be fine.
Irv Smith's a good too. And I'm telling you, there's going to be some 12 personnel, Irv and Sam Laporta, and it's going to be difficult to deal with. But if you're counting on Irv Smith to be your starting tight end, I mean, I loved him more than anybody. He's a 2 at this point. And Laporta has just screamed up boards because he is – when he showed off the athleticism and ran the 4.59 at 6'3", 245, it made people go back and go, oh, wait, we're doing this thing again, aren't we? We're doing this thing again where an Iowa tight end was good in college, and then they go to the NFL, and they're ridiculous. I'm not saying this is George Kittle. I'm not trying to tell you that because he's not nearly as good a blocker. He's better than people think. This Iowa offense sucked. I mean, sucked. Caitlin Clark had more points in the NCAA tournament than Iowa had all year. So it's still one of my favorite stats.
Now you're no louse.
But this is a big athletic weapon. And I'm going to say the same thing about Cincinnati that I said about the Dallas Cowboys. When you look at an offense with Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, what does that leave open? It means you can't double down on anybody. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a lot of zone. And there's going to be a lot of ability for a big tight end, big athletic, good route running tight end like this to just pick you apart over the middle. Mm-hmm. I know Cincinnati fans are not going to love this. I'll also say I think you're going to get a pick in day 2 for Jonah Williams if you move him. I think you should sit him in a room and go, you play guard now. Because that's what you are. Maybe he doesn't want to hear that. Please don't trade him the Jets. Please.
Please do.
I
Please
don't.
Trade him to the Jets.
I talk too much shit. There's no unwinding it now. And I mean, Cincinnati can just take luxury. People gristle when I say luxury picks. But, we need a corner. You got 3 young ones in the secondary right now. And I don't value that to be as big a need as everybody else does. I mean, I think it's a need. I'm going to address that in later in this mock, but I don't think it's your biggest need. I want to make this offense even more scary, and Sam Laporta does that.
In the second round, number 61 overall,
Keanu Benton, defensive tackle, Wisconsin. If T-Pain can do it, I can do it. This kid's a really good pass rusher, and I know everybody's freaked out about Kalijah Cansey and go, oh, his tape's so good. Keanu Benton's better in a better conference.
Okay.
And he's bigger, 6'4", 310. I think this is the kid that comes in right away. And you played Asai on the inside some last year. He didn't particularly hold up well doing that against the run. I think Keanu Benton's the one that you can use the rotation. And you talk about a friggin' terrifying, I mean terrifying, front 4. You slide him in with Asai, Trey Hendrickson, and Sam Hubbard. Good friggin' luck. You think they annihilated the Buffalo Bills last year? Wait till you see what that front 4 does to teams next year. Mm-hmm. I love Keanu Benton. The combine workout was phenomenal. Running a 5.08 at that size. I didn't have fears about him in the first place. But that really eschewed anything I had. Plays a little high, but I'm picking nits here.
All right, they have the 93rd overall pick in the third round. And they'll go with an offensive lineman here.
Nope. Jalen Jones, cornerback out of Texas A&M.
Okay.
The good on him, super good. I don't think he ever got better, ever. Really good against the run. I mean, this is one of those dog corners that you really don't want to run at. The problem is that he came in as a very hyped-up 5-star recruit, and he never got any better. I think that's a Jimbo Fisher thing, not a Jalen Jones thing. I look at him and go, this is one of those players that's going to get drafted late in day 2, might fall in the beginning of day 3, but I kind of doubt it, that a smart team that can develop talent is going to get a raw ball of clay that you can use right now because he has a skill set that does translate to the NFL. And then they're going to round him into a cover corner, and the next thing you know, he's going to be a solid 2 in this league. Cincinnati does that. I love this kid. It's just going to take a year. It's just going to take a year.
As you said, they already have some young pieces in that secondary. Played pretty well in the playoffs, the late stretch of the season. So it's time for the new era.
Well, I mean, and you invested in Cam Taylor-Britt last year, who I really liked. I think he's ultimately going to be the slot guy that replaces Mike Hilton down the line. And you got Chidobe Awuzie on the other side that can lock up a 1. He's a very good corner. People make this out to be worse than it is because Eli Apple blows dead bears.
Yes.
And it's just the way it is. I'm not reaching on a corner in the first 2 rounds to fill a need that I don't think is that big a need. Now, would I love to have a safety? Yes, I would. Here's the problem. There are none. It's Brian Branch, end of message, repeat the line. Antonio Johnson would have been a player I would have looked to in the 2nd round, but he didn't make it that far. So I would like to add a safety that's a player that I would be targeting later, but this safety class is awful.
Shoot, could you imagine that? Dax Hill next to Antonio Johnson.
Oh, it's so multiple and so good.
It is the Sportsocracy.
Bring your shit, Kermit, because I got something for you.
And this has been another 3-round mock draft. We'll have more on the way, right?
Oh, yeah. We got 2 more mock drafts coming. My A-plus mock draft, 7 rounds for every team in the NFL. Best you could possibly hope for comes out next week. Those are fun because everybody tells me, you're stupid. Okay. The big one over here will comment, hey, you've been pretty good at this over the years. And then my final projection, which is how I think the 7 rounds of the 2023 NFL draft will go, comes out the week of the draft, April 27th.
Leave those comments, and don't forget to like this video. Share it out with your friends as well, fellow Bengal fans. We love to have all the Bengal fans. We got quite a few regulars.
Oh, God, we love the Bengals so much because it started as a very adversarial relationship, and now we wear your jerseys on live streams and shit.
That's right.
Who do you think will beat them Bengals?
Subscribe to the channel so you can follow all of our team-by-team content here in the Sportsocracy throughout the Draftmas season. Plus, we will cover every pick live in the Ingles studio.
And Tank might get vodka drunk and just look at Jeremy and go, is that a kicker? Like he did last year.
That's right. It's always a fun time. We'll see you then.